I think one of the best things about this booklet is that there's 23 women and gender non-binary people, like gender diverse people, who are experiencing poverty themselves. And the importance about that is that people give you answers that maybe, you know, we in general society wouldn't even think to, you know, to kind of talk about or to bring about policy. So one of the things that we started with was to ask questions within a room ourselves, within a safe and closed room. What does it feel like for people who are struggling financially and economically? And what are the things that we think are causing that? And I think the wonderful part about these, you know, these 23 stories and how we've put them together is that they are told in women's voices, their own voices. There's very minimal editing, if at all, in them. It's in English, so it's in policy language, but it allows people to kind of come at it from their own perspective. So for some of the women and gender diverse people, it was about my everyday life and what I'm experiencing every day, like collecting cans, or it might be that I'm selling food parcels, so it might be that. For somebody else, it might be about the amount of violence that I've faced in my life from a really young age, and how that then impacts me all the way through my life. I might be 60 years old and I'm still traumatized from something that happened to me in my childhood. And the third part I think that's most important is, because DIVA is the kind of organization where we're in Nandi, but we operate all over Fiji and a lot around the Pacific. And one of the things that we try to do is to say, what's the practical everyday things that we want to do on poverty? So for instance, we have a thing called the free shop. The free shop, those who have too much in their lives, they can donate things into the shop, and then those who don't have enough, they come and they're able to take things from the shop with no payment. So it's like a free shop, we call it. That's one example. Right next to that, we have another program which is called Just Fixes. And Just Fixes is about really practically saying, if someone doesn't want to go into a social welfare department because they really feel like, you heard today, that sometimes you feel like you're embarrassed or someone's looking at you like you shouldn't be even asking for help, then it's another way for us to be able to bring support to each other. To me, it's like practical accompaniment. We're saying to each other as women and as people that in order to make things really about no one is left behind, we have to look behind us and also say, am I part of the problem? Am I not providing support in my own area of work? Am I maybe leaving out people who really need urgent support and lifelong support to change the systems as well? So I think that if you look at this, the analysis actually from DIVA, it appears in the back, because the most important stories are the 23 stories, because they're analysis as well. They're stories of lives, but they really are about how women and gender non-binary people are experiencing poverty in Fiji,